Good morning, coaches. This is your welcome, your national wake-up call. Oh my goodness, I am on it this morning, okay? It's Monday. Yes, it is September 26th. Yes, it is September 26th, and it's a new week. It is also a new year. If you are some of our coaches who observe the Jewish New Year, it is Rosh Hashanah, and I want to wish all of you a happy, healthy and fruitful new year. I celebrate it. So just wanted to put that out there for our coaches who celebrate the new year. It's so great starting a new year, isn't it? We don't have to wait till January. For us, it's in September, but it's also a new beginning. And it's also an opportunity for me to talk so that people can get on Facebook right now and get on the call. We have a lot going on today, and I want to give enough time for everybody to speak. We've got some fun surprises for you, so stick around, tag your coaches. Very, very fun topic today. I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. So I hope that you can get your coaches on your teams on the call, especially with our topic today, how men are doing this coaching business. So we have a couple that's on, they're talking about the point of view from the male perspective. So please tag your coaches. In the meantime, Darren Ashby is here with me today to go over some recognition. Let me bring him on. Darren Ashby, hello.
Good morning, Sandy.
Good morning.
Remarkable that I'm here because we almost missed our flight this morning. So,
it is remarkable that you are here, but you're always here. That
yes.
is what we've been doing for the last 10 or 11 or 12 years. We've been doing the wake-up call, and I appreciate you so much. And I want you to talk about some people who move their businesses forward. Let me get your slides up here. Let me get out of the way. You take it away, Aaron.
Thanks, Sandy. All right. Like she said, we've got some awesome people on here that move their businesses forward this week. So let's start with our newest Diamond coaches. Here they are. Congratulations to Kate Aaron, Rachel Brockett, Deborah Cardenas, Tara Field, Shawnee Holly, John Leston Jr., Seth Olson, Brittany Page, and Cindy Warren. Those are your newest Diamond coaches this week. Way to go, guys. All right. Our newest Star Diamond coaches, here they are. Congratulations to Michelle Cruz and Samantha Toddy. And our newest 2-star Diamond coaches, Rachel Baker and Minerva McCutcheon. All right. Congratulations, you guys. Congratulations to everyone on the call this morning that moved their business forward. That's a huge thing. If you know these coaches, reach out to them today, congratulate them, and celebrate. That's a big thing. So without further ado, let's kick it back over to Sandy to keep this call going. We got some great stuff coming. Sandy.
Thank you, Darren. Have a great day. I will take you off of the stream here. Keyshawn is traveling today. I'm going to do the announcements, and I am going to do my very best. There's a lot going on, and then at the end of my announcements, I have a special guest coming on, so stick around for that. The first announcement today is about it's the final week for earning the bonus success club point. So that is going on until September 30th, just a few more days. That is FAQ 7647. This is the final week to earn that additional, that one bonus success club point for every $179 BOD plus body 12-month membership you sell. And in addition to let me see what I have here. That's 1 point for a new order or an upgrade, which includes BOD plus body and monthly body to annual body. In addition to $78.29 commission, you'll also earn one additional Success Club point for every 219 total solution pack, for a total of 3 points for every pack you sell. Very exciting stuff. It is the last few days. That FAQ is 7647. Next thing, super exciting, Body Bike Studio. Write this down, FAQ 1637, Body Bike Studio. This is available as of today in about 1 hour. It is a bundle that includes a bike, tons of equipment to create a complete home gym, plus a 3-year digital access to BOD and body for a monthly low payment of $49.99. This is the first time that you can pay for an annual BOD membership over time. It's only available in the US for now, wherever bikes are shipped. Please go to that FAQ 1637 so you hear more about the Body Bike Studio. All right, next is the price reduction for the BOD and Body membership, FAQ 5577. You have a lot of questions. We have the answers. As more questions come, we fill up the FAQ. That's how it works. Frequently asked questions gets populated. As of September 15th, we reduced our price of the BOD and Body 12-month membership will reduced from $298 to $179. And members can also save $119 with a BOD plus Body 12-month membership. You know the drill. You've been listening to the Wake Up Call. It's all over your Coach Online office. If you don't know by now, that price reduction was the big news. Now, the next big news, definitely XB Sweat and Sculpt. You gotta wake up on a Monday morning and try to say that 3 times. XB Sweat and Sculpt. Available next week, October 4th. That is the FAQ 3866. It's 1 week away. For more information, go over to the Beachbody Champions page on Facebook. There's going to be a trainer-led BOD group that goes from October 10th through the 30th. It is available to everyone, coaches, customers, no purchase necessary. A bunch of new tools are in the toolkit. If you're new to Beachbody, go to your Coach Online office. There's a product toolkit for everything that you need there. There's also a sneak peek workout. There's so much fun happening with XB Sweat and Sculpt. And I believe, if I look at my calendar, yes, I have Andrea Rogers on my call next Monday. Very exciting stuff. Okay. And next is about Lift Week starts today. As you finish round 1, keep your eyes on the bench because Lift Week, Lift and Cycle only on Body starts today, the 26th. An extra week of more with Lift and Hit Cycle that'll keep the challenge and the results coming. So FAQ 5353. I'm telling you, so much is going on today. But that was my last announcement for today. But we decided to bring on a special guest today, and I want to bring her on right now. Amber Kuiper, let me introduce you to the Wake Up Call. Hello.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming. And you're kind of becoming this like expert on BOD and Body, and we just come to you with our questions, and you're really good at articulating how this is all going. So I also want to let you know that I have this 1-minute video that Carl shared on Insta yesterday. So when you are finished with that, I'm going to share that 1-minute video for everyone. And why don't you go ahead and take it away? Do you want me to ask you questions, or you kind of have it formulated in your mind?
I'll just be quick, just a couple minutes, just to kind of share my excitement. Okay. Yeah, so I am excited to be on because our team has just been having so much fun with this promotion of BOD plus Body. And it's one of those things that you really just have to decide, am I going to go for it and go all in and get excited about it, or am I just going to kind of let September pass us by? But here's what I'm seeing, and what I just wanted to come out and encourage you with is the coaches who are embracing it and taking the time to really break it down for their customers, for their preferred customers, for their coaches. It's being received really, really well. So like Sandy mentioned, there's a lot of skills surrounding this, but I think the most important thing to remember is you have so much support here for you. We will help you figure it all out. And what I found was that actually when I took just like 10-15 minutes to read through the FAQs and figure out how I can help my customers, that it really is pretty simple once you kind of wrap your head around it. But for those of you coaches who are loving BOD and are loving Body together, I think that there's just this really awesome opportunity for us right now. You know, we have new programs launching constantly, but we also have body that's always there for us whenever we need a little bit of a change. I know I find sometimes throughout the year I want to go through a program, other times throughout the year I just want to kind of pick and choose. And so we have that option, and really just breaking it down and realizing what a great cost savings people are getting right now. The cool part is you get Success Club points too for anyone that you help to upgrade to this bod and body promotion. So this is like the month of all months to hit Success Club with this promotion. It's not really that hard to do if you just decide to do the work. And so with that said, I wanted to give you a heads up for those of you who are wanting to have a solid like power hour today of work. I'm leading a call on the Beachbody Champions page at 1 p.m. today. And that's all we're going to do is really break down the questions that you have. I'll do some prompts of what should you send to your bod members? What can you do to your monthly bod members? And I'll just give you kind of some examples of what has worked really well for our team. So anyway, I'd love to have you on, but please take advantage of this. We just have so many people to help right now, and they're receptive with the weather getting a little bit colder too. So let's really just work together to finish strong with this promotion.
Okay, awesome. Now you've seen this video that Carl posted on Insta yesterday?
Yeah, and I think it's like the best video to describe like everything, and you know, just in a really simple way. So definitely watch this like a couple times if you have to. It's so good.
Okay, so I'm going to share it right now. You want to set it up. This is how to upgrade, right? This is how to do the upgrade on your phone, right? Okay. So thank you, Amber. And you're going to be on the Champions page at 1 o'clock Pacific time.
1 o'clock Eastern. Sorry, 1 Eastern.
1 Eastern is 10. That's in a couple hours for me. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And I'm going to show this video right now for everyone to see it.
Here's how to upgrade to Body. First, you'll want to open your web browser on your phone. Then type in teambeachbody.com. See the 3 bars in the upper left? Click on that menu icon. Go to the bottom of the menu and click on Memberships and Subscriptions. Now, if you're not already logged in, go ahead and log in with the same email address and password you used to log into BOD. Look for your Beachbody On Demand membership and scroll down to find the white and orange button that says Upgrade to Body. Click on Upgrade to Body. Scroll down to see information about the Body membership, your personalized credit amount, and the terms. Check the checkbox to accept the terms of the upgrade. Just click on the orange box that says Upgrade to Body and you're done.
Snowball, you ready, baby? Let's go! Let's go! Everybody's working!
You push toward your goal. Get that chest parallel to the floor if you can.
When you ride with a crew, support is all around you.
All righty, so you've got that, and I'm looking to see. I think that it will be in the coach office. I think you can also find it on Carl Deichler's page, and also teambeachbody.com 411. So, which is where you are watching now. So that was a cool video that Carl put together, and thanks again, Amber Kuiper. Very, very fun. Now I get to introduce our featured guest today. I'm very, very excited. I've been hanging out with them on different Zoom calls and just finding out about their journey into becoming coaches and a great husband and wife team. So he is now a 1-star diamond coach. He signed up 6 years ago as a coach. She is a 3-time elite coach, a 1-time premier coach, an 8-star diamond, and she has spent 79 months achieving Success Club in a row, also coaching for 6 months. Ladies and gentlemen, together they lead Team Self-Made, Mike and Maggie Ullrich. Let's bring them onto the stream. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Sandy.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
I'm very, very excited to have you both here. And you know what? I didn't say that you guys are from Lake in the Hills, Illinois. So explain where that is in Illinois.
It's a northwest suburb of Chicago.
Okay, great. Yeah. So now you both have been coaching 6 years, or you've both been part of the Team Beachbody family. And I want to first say that when I was at Summit, at Coach Summit, there was a great group, a men's group a men's panel that was on stage that talked about the angle of how men can succeed in this business. And I got feedback that we also wanted the women's point of view, like how to get your husband involved in the business. When should you have those communications with your husband? But you guys had kind of a different journey. And I'd like to take this audience through that journey of how like the point of view of each of you. So let's start actually with you, Maggie. Talk a little bit about your story.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sandy, for having us on the call. So a little bit about me. Prior to coaching, I had become a stay-at-home mom. And when I had my first daughter, we have 2 kids, ages 13 and 11. I had left my 10-year teaching career because I have always wanted to stay at home with my kids. And the plan was, once the kids were old enough and were in school, I would go back to the classroom. After my second child was born, I fell into a dark hole of postpartum anxiety and depression. And I know there are a lot of anxiety warriors out there in the network. So congratulations. It's a hard road, but we did it, right? So things were really bad, and it caught this one's attention. And I was an emotional disaster, barely functioning. I couldn't get out of bed without being medicated. It wasn't a very good moment in our lives. And I needed medicine. I went on antidepressants, and I actually stopped taking them because of the side effects, especially weight gain. And when things got really bad again, because they did, my anxiety came back even worse with vengeance. Mike sat me down and we had a heart-to-heart. He told me that this life shouldn't be lived this way, and I deserve to be happy. And he was right. He was right. So, and here's where Beachbody enters the story. I still had 15 pounds to lose from what I call my anxiety weight from the medicine. Around that same time, a friend on Facebook, who also was someone I went to high school with, reached out to me with this opportunity to join her 21-day fix challenge group. And at first, I was like, no way, I'm better than that. I rolled my eyes, and then I was like, oh my gosh, what I'm doing right now isn't working. So why not give it a try and just do it? And I signed up with no clue with what I was doing. That is how desperate I was for this change. And I never heard of 21-day fix or Beachbody or Shakeology, but I dove right in with both feet. And Autumn, if you're listening, I just want to say thank you. 21-day fix gave me relief, invigoration, and so much hope for my future. I was hooked on Beachbody. I was getting the self-control, leadership, community, and most importantly, the results that I needed. So the day that I actually clicked submit on my $140 21-day fix DVD challenge pack, I'm totally aging myself here, DVD. Yep. Mike was getting ready for work, and he happened to lean over my shoulder to see what I was doing. And he rolled his eyes at me.
Sure did.
And he said, what are you doing now? I told him not to worry about it. And honestly, if he didn't see what was going on in the kitchen while I was like holding our son, trying to manage the morning, I was going to actually...
You wouldn't have told me.
No, I was going to hide it. I was going to just do it on my own and not tell him.
So kind of like all of your Amazon purchases.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So you guys, you know what gets the most exercise is eye rolling, okay? Yeah. Because you, Maggie, rolled your eyes when you heard that this was a business opportunity. So it's like we're all skeptics until we're proven wrong. So really interesting that you rolled your eyes to this opportunity. And then he was like, well, we're going to get his POV in 1 second. But I also want to say one thing. because it looked like you got a little choked up when you started talking about your life story. Like, everyone has a story, and the more you say it, it kind of becomes automatic and robotic, and like, that's my story. But when you connect to your story, like, you could see it on you that was a dark time that you were able to pull yourself out of, and we're going to hear more. So I appreciate you so much for sharing that. And I know it's tough, but I appreciate that. So now, Mike, I want to get your perspective. So she started 6 years ago, and what were you doing at that time?
Okay, when she started, I was typical. I was working out at the gym. I was running outside. Wasn't doing anything special. But when Maggie really wanted to try another thing, as I call it, right, I was a little bit reluctant, but I supported her. We'd gone through these remedies before. She tried these essential oils that she thought were going to cure her anxiety. They didn't work, and she didn't have any joy in this network. And quite honestly, they made our entire house smell like a Bath and Body Works store exploded.
You could smell me from the bedroom.
So yeah, when she wanted to try Beachbody, I rolled my eyes at her. I literally said, "Here we go again. Mm-hmm. We're going to try another thing." So after a couple months of doing the workouts and following the nutrition, I started to really see a change in Maggie. Instead of rolling out of bed and dreading the day, I noticed a change. She set her alarm. She got up early. She was in the basement working out before me, which was really weird. And she was working on personal development. And I was like, who the heck is this woman? Like, I didn't even know you.
And yeah, I don't even think you even knew what personal development was.
Or you.
Or me.
Yeah. Anyway, but regardless, little did she know she was quietly inspiring me along the way. Like I mentioned, I was a marathon runner. I didn't know anything about proper nutrition. And honestly, like during my runs, I would think about what I would reward myself with that night. And
food.
And it consisted of a large pizza to myself, or a 6-pack of beer.
And I didn't know this until later. He told me, because I went to bed and he would sneak the food and the beer. And
so I would binge Doritos, whatever was around. That was my reward for
Cool Ranch or
for
nacho?
Running. I prefer the nacho.
Okay.
So that's what was happening. And during the holidays, I turned to Maggie and I jokingly said, I'm like, "Hey, hon, how much weight did you gain over the holidays?" And she looked me dead in the eyes and she said,
"None. I didn't gain any weight."
"Oh, very angelic of you. None." So it was that moment. It was actually the next day. I looked at myself in the mirror and I just didn't like what was looking back at me. So I had an honest conversation with Maggie, and I told her how miserable I was feeling. The running, the gym, the pizza, the beer, the Doritos. They just weren't cutting it anymore. So I was watching Maggie and I asked her what I should do.
And I think you all know what I said. I said, do the 21-day fix with me. I will coach you. I will help you.
So her favorite program, her program that she started off with, that was my first program. It was at that moment I really went all in. I followed the nutrition plan. I did the workouts.
I get an A+ for being a good client.
I did it all. 21-day fix was my first program. And in 21 days, I was a different person. Not only did I lose 15 pounds, but I was changing mentally. I really became more positive. I had more energy, and people at work started asking me, "What the heck are you doing?"
I'm putting up a disclaimer, because results vary based on starting point and effort and following Beachbody's exercise and healthy eating plan. I appreciate you sharing that. You guys are so cute. You finish each other's sandwiches. I'm just kidding. There is a lot to unpack, because you had already seen that she wasn't committing to any other business idea. So she was quietly committing to Beachbody and not pressuring you to do anything, but you were like, did you gain any weight? And she's like, no, I'm staying maintenance. I'm maintaining. And so you were quietly inspired, right? But originally you had rolled your eyes about Beachbody. Was it just about Beachbody, or was it just about a business that you didn't see her heart in it originally? So tell me about you rolled your eyes at first, but why?
Can we see the eye rolling? No, it was more like a.
Oh, that's aggressive. Anyway, you know what? I didn't really have any concerns about Beachbody and doing the workouts or the nutrition. I didn't know Beachbody as a company. That was it. And it really wasn't until you came to me and you said, I want to run my own business and I want to become a coach. I really had no idea what that meant. And that's where my concern really lied, right? Running your own business and becoming a coach. What did that mean? I had no idea. So I really started doing research. I started Googling it. I found out,
Time out. So during the research and the Googling, I had no idea. I was all excited, motivated, getting ready to open my Beachbody coaching business. And he put on a really good front at first. So I really didn't know that he was reluctant about it. And I didn't know about the whole research until after the fact.
Yes, no, that's a good point. And although I fully supported her, as I said earlier, right, this isn't where the support came. So like I said, I started doing my research, and I honestly thought that Beachbody was a pyramid scheme. I told Maggie it's a pyramid scheme. She was like, what is that? I don't even know what a pyramid scheme is. But anyway, regardless, I told her, hey, let's go ahead and let's try this for 6 months and let's see how it goes. I think it was at that moment I walked away, and I really think you gave me the bird.
I did give you the bird.
This one?
How many birds did you actually give him?
I think it was the double.
A lot. The double.
Okay, so we have confirmed that eye rolling is a form of exercise. So now let's move on because, so he says to you, I want to give this 6 months. Did that disturb you? Like, were you upset about that? Or did that give you new kind of energy to make this thing work?
In that moment, I was so discouraged because here I am all excited thinking, wow, I'm going to help other moms navigate their anxiety and give them the tools that helped me get through their days. And this is what I was searching for years. And I tried everything and I found it. I had this gift. So I was all pumped, so excited to share this. And he throws that bomb at me. So yes, there were many birds that were flipped. And I did. I did. When he walked away, I flipped him the bird behind his back. But you know what? I was ready to prove him wrong. This made me happy. And you knew it made me happy, but you were so skeptical and you weren't open-minded about this opportunity at all. So there was some tension in the house, but I didn't care. And there was this one moment, I still remember this like it was yesterday. He came home from work and he told me, he's like,
come on.
I have to. It's part of our story.
Yeah.
So he said, oh yeah, one of my coworkers came up to me and she said, yeah, I'm friends with your wife on Facebook. And I saw that she's now a Beachbody coach. Wow. And you know what he said to her? He said, you know what? Just go ahead and unfollow her because she's going to spam you with messages in your feed about Beachbody, Shakeology, 21-day fix. And looking back, I know he admits till this day that he was wrong. He was wrong. And it wasn't one of his proudest moments. So
I was wrong. Ladies.
I think it was a collective of him thinking that we could give this 6 months. And then me being so excited. And then he came home and told me that was really like, that was so like a punch in the gut. So his skepticism made me want to prove him wrong. So I started working the business to earn steady paychecks, and I earned them each week, and I contributed to our finances. This made an impact because living on one income wasn't easy. I had to budget everything. I was your coupon clipper to make ends meet in our lives. Even that $140 challenge pack that I bought was something that was a huge expense for us at the time. So working hard, earning a steady paycheck was part of it. But then I earned my first trip.
That was amazing.
It was. And I was able to bring Mike with. And this is when he started to understand the Beachbody business. Mike is an extrovert. I am an introvert. So when we go to parties or events, he loves to talk with people. He wants to get to know them, and he makes them feel so welcome and special. And he loves to network. And that is exactly what he did when we were on this trip. He started to get to know other coaches. He learned their stories and their backgrounds. And I think he realized, wow, they are normal, just like us. And this was Mike's aha moment. And I also think meeting Autumn in person helped too.
It's kind of like third-party validation.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think about how my husband used to say, oh, you're just on your phone all the time. Like you're not really doing anything, you know, but you're the introvert. So you were probably doing everything on social media. He likes to meet people in person, you know, talk, joke, shake hands and stuff. But I was just thinking if this whole thing that we're talking about today were the reverse, like my husband is a caterer. I think I told you this, and he wanted to start selling truffle oil. And I rolled my eyes and I poo-pooed it because these bottles of truffle oil were like $200. And I was like, who is going to buy a $200 bottle of truffle oil? And he's like, you watch. I'm going to go to restaurants and I'm going to sell that truffle oil. And I was like, yeah, you know, I'll give it 6 months, you know. 6 months later, we had a lot of truffle oil in our garage in storage. And I'm sharing that with you because this is the naysayers in your life do not flip until they are sold, until they believe, until they see your joy, until they see that your work has paid off, until they see the proof. And it just seems as though your whole journey, this whole arc, was because he was a customer first. He started to get his own story here. So, okay, so I'm going off script. I'm sorry, because I just keep thinking of my husband's truffle oil that finally expired and we had to toss it. Mike, you met Autumn Calabrese. You went to an event. You saw that this was bigger than just what your wife was telling you. Can you please give me the POV on that?
Yeah. So, yeah, like you said, meeting Autumn. Wow. I mean, enough said. Anyway, no, but really, to be honest, I was really once worried about losing Maggie to anxiety, but I really started to see her determination, and I do have to say that giving or having 6 months to try to work a business is just not enough, right? It's like opening up any business, any brick and mortar. Do you think it's just going to excel in 6 months? Probably not. Some do, but some take a lot of time. So
work.
Yeah,
hard work.
So that's where her determination came in. I really started seeing her work very hard. She was no longer scrolling on her phone; she was working, and I think that was a big change as well. I started to see this as a business, and I really started to see her as a businesswoman. Yeah, businesswoman. We started working together to grow her business, and I speak on her coach calls 2 times a year. I encourage their husbands to take the simple steps that I took, encouraging them, supporting them, and listening to their wives. I mean, it's so important in this business.
It really brings your marriage together.
It does. And it did for us.
Yes, it did.
And when the paychecks started coming in, that was a real bonus too, right? We started to, like you said, we were no longer living off that one income. We started to do more things. The pressure wasn't on me to bring home the bacon. And every once in a while, she even took me out on a date and paid for it. So that was pretty nice.
Yeah, you're a cheap date.
But no, first I have to say there was that amazing earn trip that you had. And then there was Summit. I mean, Summit.
Yeah.
Summit. Seriously, we missed it for years. We're so glad it's back. What can I say about Summit? I mean, it's just absolutely unbelievable.
You have to be there to understand it and experience it.
Yes, absolutely. I've worked corporate America my entire life. Yeah, still work in corporate America. And I've never, ever seen anything like this before. The keynote speakers, the trainings, the networking, and the most positive people I've ever been around in my entire life. It's really, really eye-opening. So these experiences really opened my eyes to this business potential and inspired me to open up my own guys group. So I am now a 1-star diamond who encourages men to lead happy and healthy lives. And in my men's group, we check in on a daily basis. We encourage each other, and I sign up guys as I can.
You know what? I loved what you said, and it was the 6-month thing. So you gave her like this 6 months. You're like, let's look at this again in 6 months. I don't know if you guys put a date on the calendar or you just were, like, let's see where this goes. But you yourself said that you can't really put a time limit on things. I mean, planting seeds takes time. Getting your momentum in this business takes time. What happens for people in 1 month may happen in 1 year. So I appreciate you more than ever right now, Mike, because that was the coolest thing that you said, is that you cannot give someone a time limit on success. So I appreciate that so much. The other thing I was going to mention is not every couple wants to work together. Okay. Especially during the pandemic, my hands were right around my husband's neck. Okay. Yeah. So working together has its pluses and minuses. So before we get on to the next question, can you say, like, what were you doing at this time? While she was working the business, did she throw over male, leads to you? Were you just on your own phone, in your own room? Like, how was this all working when you started coaching?
Yeah, a little bit of both. She did throw leads over to me. I work the business much different than what Maggie does. Her groups are very emotional. Mine are very do the work, get it done. We're men, we're adults. Don't make excuses.
We're adults too.
I get okay. So yes, I started receiving some leads from her, but I also started, networking and being more present on social media. But it was challenging for me. It is still challenging. Men are different, right? We're not ready until we're ready. So I now really, really support Maggie in her business. Yes, I still work the business part-time-ish, but I support Maggie's full-time business.
Oh, sorry, I took you guys out. So the support comes in so many ways. And we heard at Summit that sometimes the support comes in like, let me take the kids, let me do the laundry, let me, do those activities so that you can be present on your call. Maggie, do you have any kind of support mechanisms when he is in his groups or anything like that?
Yes, absolutely. Mike is willing to help me out is when I'm running team calls, or if I need to do a quick power hour, or if I need to update my team on something and it's last minute and the kids are running around or we're at sports. He knows, he now gets it. So he will take over for me. I usually have my team calls in the evening, so he is in charge of bedtime. And what's really neat is that my kids get it too. They're older now. 6 years ago, they probably weren't there yet. But when we earned the cruise, that was their aha moment, because they were like, wow, Mom, you did this. And they realized that, yeah, I'm on my phone, but I'm not just scrolling and taking selfies. I'm actually working my business. And so they respect the business too. And they understand mom's on a call, you know, she's working. So yes, Mike and I have that divide and conquer mentality.
So tell us what happened in 2020 about his job.
So unfortunately, 2020, Mike was laid off before COVID. And it was terrible. It was a terrible time for everyone. And
that was hard. It was really hard.
It was. And however, after 4 years of consistently working my coaching business, I was now bringing in enough income to keep us afloat until he found a new job. So that was a big deal for us.
Yeah.
And another aha moment in our marriage with this business.
Now, you said to me that this wouldn't have happened or couldn't have happened if you had listened to him in the beginning and just not given coaching the attention it deserved.
Yeah. I always think what would have happened if I gave in and listened to Mike's concerns and quit those first months because of his skepticism. And I know a lot of coaches do. And I know that they give in and they have that fear as well, because I did. I was hesitant, but I really wanted to help other moms. And that's where my mission was. So that is pretty much how it all happened.
You know, you said something really interesting, is that when he went to Summit, like, he got it. And it's like, Summit is one of those things that we can't really fully describe. It's like, you've got to be there. But it is also any skeptic that's in your life, parents, you know, friends or whatever, that they don't believe in a product, or they don't believe in you to sell a product or become a business person. You have to surpass not only their skepticism, but you have to surpass your own inner self-confidence issues. So that is a huge thing to undertake when you don't even know where this business is going to begin with, you know? So he had to get it. And it's like, I told my husband what I did for many, many years. And it wasn't until he went on a trip with me and he was like, wow, this is really cool. So sometimes people have to see it to believe it. In the old days, we used to do things called, you know, three-way calls, where you would invite somebody on the call and they would talk about the company. So it was not just about you. And I thought those were really valuable because you learned how people talk about the business. But it was definitely Summit and Autumn Calabrese that led you to believe that this company was legit. So yeah, Mike, talk about where the tables were turned when you lost your job.
Yeah, so that's really where the tables turned. Again, it was prior to COVID. It was actually in February, so right before we really went on a true lockdown. It was really scary for us at that time. You know, not knowing where we were going, what this pandemic was going to do, but we were scared. And now Maggie was really the sole provider while I was looking for a new job. It really opened my eyes that this business was a gift and not a burden. So let me say that again. This business is a gift, not a burden, because of the things that it can do. So honestly, without Beachbody, I don't know where I'd be. I have to admit, I gave Maggie those 6 months to build the business, and I'm grateful that she flipped me the bird as I walked away. 6 months has now really become 6 years. It's really brought many blessings to our marriage, to my family, to Maggie's team. I'm not very happy that I was her first skeptic at first, but once I was able to see the bigger picture, I'm glad to say that I'm Maggie's #1 supporter.
That's very cool. Now I'm sure she saves the bird for other things in your marriage, right?
Yeah. That'll be another call.
Yeah, that's for another one. You guys are adorable, and I want to ask you again. I'm just going to go back to the ways that you can support, or the ways that you're coaching. So you have a men's group. You do the business a little differently, where you're not posting, so much on social media, but you do have a connection to other dudes. What are those dudes like? Like, are they just wanting to lose some weight, or are they just feeling less confident in their bodies? Like, can you share what the men in your group are going through?
You know what? It's all over the board. It is anyone from not wanting to go to the gym and pay for a gym membership anymore to men who want to lose over 100 pounds. There's men in my group who have been working out for years that are just looking for something different. And when they try something different, like Lift 4 or Lift More or Body Beast or the work, they're just so surprised with how their bodies are responding to these workouts, because they've been that gym guy for so long, which was me, right? Before I signed on, I was the gym guy that went to the gym all the time, did the same workouts, didn't get the results, again, didn't know the nutrition. But the guys that I sign up again, it's all over the board. And that's what I enjoy about it, because it's not one size fits all, right? It's everybody's on a different journey and they're looking for different things. So whether they're starting out with 21 Day Fix like I did, which I love that program, and it helped me lose a couple pounds. That's what I start them out with. Or if they've been consistent and they've been really consistent with their workouts, I'll tell them about P90X or the work or Lift More, Lift 4. But yeah, it's really all over the board.
I want to ask you another question. That was something you said early on when you said this could be a pyramid scheme. And Maggie goes, I don't even know what that is. And no one can really define what a pyramid scheme is. They just say, oh, that is a pyramid scheme. And then when you push them, they're like, let me go Google it. So when you did that, and she really didn't even know, did you guys come together and read up on whether or not this was legit? Like, did you both educate yourself?
I did not. I didn't care if it was a pyramid scheme or not, because I thought if it's a pyramid scheme, I don't care. I know what can help moms. So I don't care. I didn't care. I was just determined to go out there and show moms that they can do this too. I don't know what you did.
Yeah. Maggie's probably saw it a little bit differently. I said I saw it as a pyramid scheme. I saw it as, that top person gets it all, and it all trickles down. But it's so far from the truth. And quite honestly, I think pyramid schemes are illegal.
Yes, they are.
So
we're a public company now. We would not be operating like that.
Correct. Exactly. And it's so far from that, right? It's beyond the paycheck. It's more about the experiences and how people change their lives from this. I think that's that's more beneficial than any paycheck coming in.
Oh, hands down.
And now, Maggie, you were a teacher before, right? So, but you had gone full-time into coaching. You believed in it. You believed in the community. Like, this was speaking to you more than oils, right?
More than a lot of things, even more than teaching. I have that passion to help others, and I really didn't realize that I had to be in a classroom to do that.
Nice. Yeah, very true. So, okay, so 6 years have passed. Now you, Maggie, signed up, and a month later he signed up. So in that month, something was going on. Were you making some money? Were you changing? Like, what did he see in that month? And then he's like, I'm in.
Well, I honestly, it was a long time ago, but I know that he saw it was the mental transformation.
Absolutely.
That's where it really began. I think he was like, okay, because I was
like, who is this woman?
I was not in a good place mentally for a really long time. And for him to see that change in me and that transformation, I think he was like, okay, what's going on? But I just kind of ignored. He was naysaying everything and I was ignoring him. I just got down to work and I just wanted to prove him wrong, but also prove to myself that I could do this too.
Yeah. And I have to say that, you know, watching her become a more positive person and watching her anxiety go from here to down here, it's really where I started to get my wife back. Honestly, I had lost my bride when anxiety had taken over and she was bedridden and couldn't get out of bed. And when she was presented with this opportunity, that's really where I got my bride back.
Well, that's really interesting that you say it like that, because it wasn't the paycheck that was coming in the bank account. You were seeing something in her, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, look at my belly. I need to look at me, not her. And then you allowed her to coach you, or you allowed her just to recommend what product you should do? You were pretty open about that.
Yeah, I was really open. I really allowed her to coach me.
I was surprised.
You know, I knew I needed the help or the assistance. And when I saw Maggie and her results, again, mentally and physically, I knew I had to do something too. I was sort of in a bad mental place myself too, right? Having to deal with what's going on with her, having to deal with the young kids at the time, having to deal with a stressful job. I started getting in a bad headspace too. But that's where, you know, Maggie really helped me out during that time, you know, again, mentally as well as physically. So yeah, she was really an assistant to me.
This has been so great. I think the point of view from each of you during the whole journey has really been helpful, because we don't know that people are watching, not only the spouse, but your social media. People are watching you transform, and they're seeing the happier person, the glow. You know, it's not just pounds lost. It's not just earning a paycheck. This is bigger. This is a mental transformation. And you both seem to have gotten that, which is very refreshing. I want to thank you both for coming on here today. I know it's not easy as a couple. I don't think I've ever featured a couple before, but I really appreciate your honesty, because I think many people in the audience have experienced both sides of this, you know, supportive spouse, unsupportive spouse. I think we take turns in a marriage of who's going to support who in what, you know, and when you see your spouse happy, you're like, whatever it takes, here's more ice cream, sweetie. And I just can't tell you how happy I am that you came on today. And I hope that people listen to this, because you gave some great tips. And anything that you want to say, Maggie, to coaches?
Yes, I do want to say one thing to coaches. Just remember to stay committed, stay coachable, and stay truthful in your mission, because when you do, your husband will notice such a positive change in you, and there is going to be another transformation beyond being a product of the product. And when this happens, your husband will see the bigger picture, and he'll see how happy you are and will understand. And who knows, maybe he will be speaking to the entire Beachbody Network on a call like this too someday. Who knows?
I'm laughing because I love the, unselfish plug there. You can fill in the blanks. It doesn't have to be husband. It doesn't have to be wife. It doesn't have to be spouse. It is that person in your life that you love so much, and their opinion matters to you a lot. And so when they kind of hem and haw with something that you're getting involved with, how do you handle that? Does it inspire you? Does it drive you? Does it make you, do some bird flipping? Either way, you guys are proof that you stuck it out, you held hands, and you jumped together. And I couldn't be happier for you both. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sandy.
You're welcome. I'll just stick around. Let me just end the call. That's it. That was fun for me to do. I hope you enjoyed it also. And next week, Monday, I have Andrea Rogers. Have a great week. Happy New Year. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.